I'm Jolly.
And I'm Samantha.
And this is
Too Weird.
Today we're going to talk about being polite.
Being polite.
Do you have to do it or should you do it? Because there is a difference between have to and should you. So basically, when you feel like you have to, it's kind of like mandatory. Whereas the should you is more of a decision-making point.
See, and I thought the question was...
So it's kind of like...
should you or shouldn't you? Like, should you always or
should you always or should you be able to kind of pick one to be
okay,
placed?
fair enough. My opinion
The gist of it
is that my mama taught me right, and you be polite, and you should always be polite until you've reached the age of like 80. And then you've lived your life long enough and you've dealt with enough stupidity and assholes that you should have the right to be able to do whatever you want, say whatever you want. I don't even care. You hit 80 and it's just whoosh. Politeness is out the door. I think you can just be who you are. Who you are on the inside, keeping it trapped.
Be it on the outside.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of the opposite direction though, because my mom raised me right, but I also think if someone's a rude ass bitch to me, well, I'm not going to be completely polite depending on the situation because, you know, I'm not the type of person to deal with it in a very nice fashion. I mean, sometimes I will do my best to keep my composure and kind of work through it and kind of keep it civil, because that I will do, keep it civil. But if I have to call a bitch, I will call a bitch a bitch. I mean, that's kind of where I sit with the whole thing, where I'm kind of like, I really want to be polite, I really want to be nice to you, but if I feel like I'm obligated to be nice to you, but you're still being a bitch to me, that's not going to last too long.
See,
it's going to be a very short-lived politeness.
Like, if someone was being a bitch to me, I could maintain my politeness.
That's civility, though, at the end of the day.
Fake exterior, and...
So it's like my ball.
I could out bitch them, but while maintaining my niceness.
Okay, look, I can use a polite tone to be a complete bitch to people
I'm not
too.
saying like kill them with kindness
But
or just keep a polite tone. I'm saying that I just twist it so that I'm basically calling them a dumbass, whatever, without them ever like fully comprehending it. So that when they walk away, they're like, "Wait, was I just scolded by that woman, and did she just call me dumb?"
I don't know. I feel like if people need to know they're dumb, I will let them know. Because some people really have never been told that the shit they're saying or the things they're doing are dumb as fuck or just straight up inappropriate. And so they kind of go around the world, go through life thinking, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. And they're just being douchebags. Kind of like if I'm in line at a store and the clerk greets me with, "How you doing?" Looks away, I'm kind of like, "I'm fine." Just bland. "I'm fine. How are you?" And if they are rude to me again, I'll kind of be a bitch about it. You know, I'll make it a very difficult transaction. I give no fucks. I'm sorry, but I deal with enough bitchy people and enough bullshit all day to go and deal with this bitch who's being paid to be nice to me and to bring my fucking groceries. Act like a bitch to me. I get that she's got stress, but I'm sorry, you're at work. Don't bring that shit with you. The same way that if I'm at work or if I'm somewhere where I need to be professional, I'm professional, they need to leave their bullshit at the door.
As someone that has experience from the other side of that,
that's kind of hard.
Like, shout out to Stacy. Hey, like
it could be tough.
Like, so working part time at a food industry, let's say, and there's an option at the end of your order on whether or not you want a tip. It's just kind of customary. Like, because like the fast food, or the food establishment that I work for does table delivery, so tipping is always nice. And we've had people come through before that are like, no, and then click it. Like, bish, if you don't want to tip, that's fine, that's your own prerogative. You just quietly click it and then finish your transaction. You don't have to be an ass.
Yeah, but see, they started being rude to you.
That walk up, like, on their phones, biggest pet peeve. Don't walk up to the register until you're ready.
But again, notice what happened there. Someone is being rude to her. Not that she, at her job, is being rude to people. And that's what I'm saying. If you're at your job, you shouldn't be
I just try to give people the benefit of the doubt, though. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, because what about if that person had just dealt with kind of an unruly asshat? Like, maybe they need a little bit of bounce back time. And so I'm not usually like a super stickler for that unless if my service is really suffering.
I get it, but if it's like I'm gonna be there a while, I don't appreciate shitty customer service. I mean, I think that there needs to be a certain level of putting that shit aside. You know, professionalism that happens regardless of what you've been dealing with. You need to have that certain level of, you know, the mental ability to compartmentalize and that certain level of aptitude, just general intelligence to say, shit, this person hasn't done a damn thing to me. I don't need to be rude to them. But this other bitch, you know what? If I see you on the street, it's on. That's fine. You do that at your job. If you want to be like that, you be like that. That's not my business. But if you're gonna be like that to me, even though I didn't do shit to you and we have no business, you know, dealing like that, you have no beef with me, but you're gonna be acting like that. I'm gonna be like, ah!
Your original example was using a grocery store, in which that's not long-term customer service. That's short-term customer service.
Girl, I do groceries for a family.
I feel like
so
that's
for me,
a
it's long-term customer service. For me, it's long-term customer service because I shop for my family, so it's a lot of groceries. I'm gonna be in line a bit. I mean, like
10-minute topsies.
Still, 10 minutes. How many people can you see in 10 minutes? A bunch, right? I'm just saying. Yours is kind of like, let me take your order and move you out. Mine is kind of like, that shit rung up wrong. Let's, you know. I don't say it like that, but I'm kind of like, oh, that's the wrong price. You know, it's kind of like a lot of that. Or a lot of, oh, wait, did you get all of them? I have 12 of those. Whatever they are. Like that kind of thing. So I'm in line for a long time most of the time. My transactions tend to take a while, and it tends to be kind of like a fast trip to the store is like a 2-hour trip.
That's true. I've been to the store with her before.
That's a fast trip to the store. So I'm just saying, based on that example, customer service better be on goddamn point.
Yeah, but the cashier's not following you around the store for the entire 2 hours.
That's true. That's true. But I try not to be like mean to them. They should not be mean to me either. I'm just saying, I don't want to feel like I should have to be polite to someone who is being rude to me. And that's like the overall point of the whole conversation. You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your job is or where it is that you encounter people. I feel like if you're at your job, any kind of job, you shouldn't be a dick to people.
It's true. You should still maintain your professionalism.
And well, if it's kind of one of those situations where it's kind of like personal, you should still try to maintain a certain level of, I guess, you know, civility and what is the word I'm looking for? You should just hold it together enough to kind of get through the situation and then kind of go back to it. Be like, you know, were they really rude to me or not? Because I feel like that happens a lot too, where something comes off as kind of rude, but even in personal relationships, but it's not meant to be rude. And you kind of think back and you're like, oh, you know, I don't think that was really rude. It was more like just, I didn't like it, but wasn't necessarily rude. So it's kind of like it meets in the middle, you know? So I feel like most of the time you have to just be civil enough to get through the situation. Again, verbal handcuffs.
So for the original topic, I maintain my stance that you should be polite until you've reached the age of 80.
Nah, I think you should be polite as long as you're being treated politely, because I do think that sometimes you need to kind of
I still feel like
say
there's
what you need to
a
say
way to handle it without.
You don't have to be ghetto.
Because
let's be real. You don't have to be
as you've already said, like you're like. What you think is rude might not necessarily be rude. You have to give it a couple minutes. So if you automatically counteract that with additional rudeness, it's just going to blow up a situation that could have been minor into something more major.
But that's what I'm saying, because the initial is kind of like very bland.
Which is still why I maintain that you should try to maintain your politeness. Because I feel like there's a way that you can handle it in a polite or civil way 97% of the time.
I agree, but I also think that if the first time you say something to me, you're rude, and I'm kind of like, I give you a moderate tone, kind of like, okay, whatever, leave it alone, and then you're rude to me again, I think that's more than enough time, because not all interactions last long enough for you to be waiting minutes and minutes for someone to get their shit together. That was what your point was partly too, so I'm just saying, we kind of got to meet in the middle on that one. Some interactions are super fast, some are super long. Either way, I think professionalism needs to happen, civility needs to happen on both ends to try to make it work, but if it doesn't happen, fuck it. Rip off that Band-Aid. Be who you need to be for that moment.
I think you can still be polite through it or seek that person's superior.
Hey, be civil. Don't get crazy. But at the same time, if you need to tell someone, hey, this is not okay, say that this is not okay, because sometimes we brush it off and it's not worth it. It makes your day shitty the whole rest of the day just because this person's having a cruddy day. I mean, I've had those experiences too, and those really suck. So, but yes, politeness, yay or nay. Tell us what you think.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm mostly in the middle, like, be civil, but also don't be a pushover. So I'm in the middle on that one. Sam's like, be polite till you're 80. So tell us your position. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know down in the comments. Obviously, there's a little bit of disagreement for us. So what are your guys' opinions? How do you feel about it?
Keep it civil.
Should you always keep it civil?
We try.
Should you always be polite? Always try to maintain that politeness, or should you have the option to say F
whatever
it and do what you want to do?
Yeah.
Like, we want to know what you guys think about this, so let us know.
Yeah.
And
remember to like, follow, and subscribe. As always, hit that like button. Make sure that you look through our, our channel on YouTube. We really appreciate the likes and the subscribers. Always very helpful. Lets us know that we're doing what you like.
Yeah,
if you want to watch us.
If you guys don't like it, we
us.
don't know that we're doing videos that you guys want us to do. So your input is always appreciated.
That's right. Let us know in the comments if you have any ideas or anything you'd like us to do. So yeah, as far as videos. Disclaimer, as far as videos. But yes, remember to like, follow, and subscribe. And to Weird IRL, as always. Thanks for watching.
Thanks. Until next time.